Hey guys, going to be continuing to work on the Y-Wing project. Um, while I was offline, went ahead and got the fuselage or the cockpit area fully attached, and so we're going to be getting this thing ready to paint tonight. So first things first, though, and this will sort of be our game plan for the evening. We're going to first do some masking so we can get that small area ready to get filled, as well as a couple little crevices here on the sides that didn't quite get down all the way. Um, Once we get that mask, I'll go fill it, and then come back. While that is still drying, we'll start masking off the windows so that we can obviously paint. I initially thought about using some Tamiya masking tape on this, but to be honest, given how delicate it is, I don't want to chance it. So instead, we're going to use the Masking Sol Neo and just paint that on, and then we'll deal with cleaning it up once we're done painting. So we'll get that on. While that is drying, we'll clean up the filled areas and then unmask that, and then we will go ahead and mask off those windows and also mask off our engines. Once all that is done, we'll mask off the mount, and then I'll go and get paint on this. Ideally, I'd like to have at least the primer done, if not ideally get our first base coat done tonight, as if we don't get that done, we're going to start running into time issues. Since, knock on wood, Saturday is still looking like it's a go. So yeah, once primers and base coating is done, my plan is to come in and start picking out some of the detail areas, as far as some of the piping with a red-brown color. As look at some of the reference photos that's used. Some use black. I'm going to go with the red-brown. I think that's going to stick out a little more. We're also going to need to paint up the R2 unit. I'm debating which color to go with. Thinking going with a green, as just, I like green and it'll stick out a little more. Once that's done, I'll gloss it up, and then we'll decal it, and then do some final finishing bits. So let's get to it. Oh, I still also need to reattach these, which I think we'll do after. Actually, we'll do it right before we go to paint, since that'll give it a few minutes for that to dry, and we don't have to worry about potentially knocking them off again. I've already dry fitted them. They will fit now that that's on. Let's go ahead and do that again. And also off camera, I cleaned up where they attached. So let me go ahead and get our masking stuff. Now, thankfully, we don't have to do too much. It's just one relatively minor hole. Now, these will do. Oops. Doesn't help if the tape sticks to me and not tweezers. Okay. That down. Oops. Also make sure it's on camera. And there we go. Right there. Right, first one down. For some reason, chat's not wanting to load. Go ahead and just refresh that. Sorry about this. Just trying to get this thing to. There we go. Now it's showing. Okay. There's the other tweezers. I will give this one thing that I didn't realize would be as effective is having that this mounting rod inserted. It does make a lot of this a lot easier, and it's one of those things you don't really expect to occur, but it ends up actually being a bit of a benefit. So yeah, once I get this done, go ahead and go get some, thin out some Bondo, and get this stuff filled. Now, fortunately, I can do that pretty quickly, and stuff dries. And it's been thinned a lot quicker than just by itself. So, should be able to get that done. And by the time we go to okay, so that's masked off. I'm gonna go ahead also and use a little on the cheek areas just to make sure we're extra covered. Fortunately, there's not too much masking that's needed, but a little extra doesn't hurt. And for some reason, my phone is buzzing away for some reason. Sorry about that. Oops. Help if I drop it. Oh, just junk. Okay. More of that. Get the last bit of tape. Oops. Shifted a little too much. There we go. A little more back. All right, now we got that. Okay, so we got that all masked off. So, yeah, I'll be right back in just a minute. It'll take me about that long to get this stuff cleaned up. Okay, we are back. So, gone ahead and got those filled. Something else I wanted to grab on the way back was our base. Finished that earlier today, going with a very nice high gloss finish. Debating if I want to do another pass of polish on it, but did want to just do a little test run while I was thinking about it. So just feed these through, and we'll see, make sure everything works out. Okay, that in, yeah, that looks really nice. So yeah, that's about how it will sit when finished. As I still need to do some more work on it, but let me adjust the camera. Yeah, that's how it should eventually look once we get it all done. Okay, so now that dry fit's done, set this aside somewhere where it won't be bothered. Just the camera again. So now that that's done, in fact, actually the putty's almost drying pretty quickly. So I'm gonna give this masking stuff a good shake. Let me take my watch off so it doesn't rattle around. Yeah, I've used other masking stuff, specifically the micro stuff, and yeah, my main complaint with it is you can't really tell what's been masked and what hasn't. Okay, so I'm not going to use the supplied one, and I'm still going to instead use my sort of general purpose scrap brush. Okay, let me get a little of the excess off because I need this to be fairly precise. Just gonna brush it on. Trying to do a delicate balancing act of having it on my brush versus having too much. I have to come and clean that up. Nice thing about this is when it sets up, you can easily tell what you've got and what you haven't got. Let me get some of that excess clear. Necessary, I can always, when in doubt, come back and brush paint and stuff. Give this another bit of a shake. Try and get the stuff mixed up really well. It's been a while since I've used it, so it just needs a little mixing to get all the particulates working. Okay, just wipe my brush off real quick. Some Kleenex. Okay. So now I've got a, yeah, there we go. Okay, take two. Oh yeah, that's flowing a lot easier. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking so much in this part, as I'm just trying to concentrate on getting this stuff on. I'm wondering if maybe my bottle's starting to go. This is one of those things that it's better to put a little more than you need than to run the risk of not having enough. Plus, has the added benefit of giving our putty more time to dry before we go at it. All right, this guy is going to be tough, as we need to apply it fairly precisely and get into these corners. Okay, that looks good. Go ahead and hit this main front one again. gonna clean my brush off again because I think some of the excess is starting to gunk up. Okay. Also, we'll mix it again. And we'll just keep mixing it as we need. Never hurts to keep the stuff well mixed. Also go ahead and, oops, I don't think I got that on quite right. Yeah, some of the threads are getting gunked. Good, nice, good shake. That should help. Get nice and mixed. There we go. Okay. Move this tape a little. Get out of the way. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to. There's. Just gonna run this along some of the edges to clean up some of the excess. Just using the back of it and wiping that off with the piece of Kleenex to keep it clean. All right. This should help ensure nice, clean coating. Also doing this somewhat close to my face just so I can better see. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm not super worried about some of these smaller little bits because we can always come back, touch up as needed. Okay. Yeah, it's already starting to gel up, which is what we want. Okay. There we go. So that's pretty well dry now, I think. So we'll go ahead and seal up the bottle and clean off our brush. Get some of this excess gunk stuff off the threads of the bottle. Make sure the cap gets on nice and tight. Okay. Brush cleaned, and we'll carry on. Yeah, another one of the things I did was also clean up around the engine parts that we installed, got ready last time, and got those on. All right, just before we continue, because I know there's an errant thread on this brooch that keeps bugging the hell out of me every time I use it. I'm gonna finally get that sucker, because it's worn out its welcome. Okay. All right, so we got that stuff done. Now we can start working on cleaning up where we filled. Just go ahead and just sort of get a nice couple good taps. Yeah, it's already fairly dry to the touch. We'll leave that one for last since I put it on a little thicker there. But actually, added, there it is. Added test. Just gonna see how it goes with the X-Acto. It's still just a hair wet. I'll check this side too. Yeah. Okay, so we'll give it another minute or two to set up, as it's still just a hair wet. Fortunately, did not set up as fast as I thought I would, but I will go ahead and start getting this guy, the turret, on paint skew and get that aside. I make these using just your regular alligator clips. Got some that I haven't put together yet, and excess sprue off kits. And it's a really cheap way that makes a really nice holder. For larger ones, I like to use binder clips like these. Is there's some large parts that are handy. So now that we got that stuff setting up and drying, trying to think what else we can do. Well, since we need to kill some time, go ahead and mask those off. Now I'm not using liquid masks for those, as yeah, I'd rather not do anything that might interfere with the LED. So I'll just use some little oversized masking and just tap it off. And actually, what I think I will do is cut this piece basically in half, and it should, in theory, work for both, or at very least one of them. All right. Oh, that'll do it. Now the hard part. Oops. Come on, get down. Okay. I'm just using the edge of the tweezers to help make sure this is on. We don't want that coming off at all. That's definitely, if that comes off, we stop what we're doing and get it back on real fast. Because most other stuff we can fix, can't exactly fix bad LED. What's more, a lot of the other stuff we can, hand touch up afterwards. Okay, got that on. Now let's put our masking away, and we'll see if the putty is now ready to work with. And I openly admit that this isn't the most ideal, as obviously you'd want to give it a lot longer to dry, but we are starting to get to a bit of a time crunch. So we're going to have to push the envelope a little. Okay. It's a little more dry. Yeah, some of this thicker stuff's still just that much too wet, because I don't want to obviously start going at it. Well, this stuff's actually a little thinner, so I think we'll start here. I'll just try and be careful not to hit the other, using my thumb to help block. I'm just gonna lightly go over at the start. Yeah, it looks like this side's a little thinner than the other, so I'm leaving tape on to help protect the detail on the surface. As I said, it doesn't have any, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, yeah, looks like it's working nicely. I'm just taking my time, checking and rechecking. There's no rush. Want to do this part right. Okay. I think that one's good to go. go ahead very carefully, if I can get my nails, pull this up. There we go. I'm going to give it light sanding that off because we don't want to knock out the surface detail, but we want to blend it. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. How about this other side? How is it doing? Yeah, it's still, I guess I put it on a little too thick. Okay, well, that's, yeah, and if that's too thick, that's probably really too thick. I'll just, maybe not. That one I don't want to, I really don't want to chance that one because that's the main hole we're filling. So, let's see, we got those. I think anything else we can do. Well, I guess we can start masking that off. That'll help. So for that, I'm not going to use the Tamiya tape, as that's a little too expensive, and yeah. And if I can, so what I am going to use is just good old-fashioned painter's tape. I can get the thing open. Yeah, for that, it's going to work just fine. So I will still also detack it a little, as I want to help make sure that the finish stays the same, though we are also going to, before we finish, give it a once over with some brass polish. Come on, trying to get the sucker started. It's easier said than done. You'd think tape companies would put like a little starter piece to help you, get it going. Okay. Just gonna take a fairly decent size. There it is. And cut it off. Alright, then it's just a matter of detacking. And that's just sticking it to you and pulling it off. We just want to get some of the stickiness down. Normally you do this for if you want to make sure your paint doesn't come up. But in our case, it's just to help make sure we don't leave any residue behind. Now, sticking that aside, I'm going to get this slightly off, if I can. There we go. Just so I can help make sure I get the whole thing masked off. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay, there we go. Then we just wrap. Yeah, what I am going to do is go ahead and slide this back on, as that will help us hold this thing. And just get that all the way. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this down and put another piece over it just to help protect the contacts and keep that fully masked off. And go ahead and repeat the process. Of detacking. All right. Go ahead and do that. This part doesn't have to be anywhere near perfect, just there. Okay, so we got that protected. I was actually a little impressed with how well it was in there, as I hadn't attached any or used any glue on it. So a nice, good friction fit. All right. I'm trying to stall for time a little, just to give that other a little more time to set up. And actually, when I'm thinking about it, and hopefully this doesn't screw up the capture, I'm gonna plug my GoPro in so that we don't run the battery out. Okay, now let's check on this again. Yeah, I think that's good enough now. All right, much like the other side, just a little light sanding. Yeah, this is still slightly wet, more wet. Fortunately, most of that's on the tape, so we don't need to worry too much. A little more. There, I think we are good. Pull that tape off. Yep. Now just a little blending. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, now is where I've been dreading in this guy. I'm just hoping don't push too hard. It's set up enough. And yeah. Sorry about blowing in the mic. Unfortunately, mic does pick up a lot. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth time. Do right. I think we did. And yes. Okay. I'm just gonna only do a little less sanding on this because it will does sort of blend in with some of the surface detail. Okay. Whew. Was worried there for a minute. Alrighty. Let's give our masking stuff shook up again. This is one of the things you can never not shake it enough. So, as far as timeline, I think what we'll do after we get this masked off, what I will do, and this also includes getting the laser cans glued back on. I'll let it sit for about 30 minutes. Then I will go prime it, let that sit while I make dinner, come back, check it. Hopefully everything will be a-okay. And if necessary, do any cleaning up as far as filling and all that's concerned. Yeah, we got this shook up a lot better this time. Yeah, do any cleaning up we need to do. And then I will go ahead and base coat it. Fortunately, all this will be off camera, and we'll probably pick this up again tomorrow. That way everything's dried and we can focus on detailing. Oh, yeah, this is flowing a lot easier. In fact, what I think I will do is go over these guys again just to make sure they're good and okay. Yeah, they were good. Yeah, that's definitely good. But get these all set in, then we can go ahead and clean it up, and then yeah, it's just a matter of getting everything painted up. Yeah, all right, we are good to go. Gotta grab a fresh Kleenex to clean this up. Oh, okay. Everything's working the way it's supposed to today. I am quite happy. Just trying to get the last little last bits of stuff out of that. Okay. Get that off. So now we get to go ahead and try getting those laser cans back on. Just using good old-fashioned super glue for this. All right. Come on. Don't want to put too much, as then that makes it take longer to set. There we go. But at the same time, need to have enough on such that I don't have to worry about it falling off. Now, since this does take a minute or two to set up, we do have a little time to futz with alignment and all that. Just want to be very gentle and gingerly with it. Don't want to move it too much. I want to just move it just enough. Okay. Let's do the other one. Now, this one already has a little bit of primer on it from when I was checking the fill on the landing gear bays. Oh, with it, there's tweezers. Okay. Just gingerly putting this guy in. Come on. Okay. Oops. Okay, come on. Right. Setting up nicely. Now we just have to wait. Oh. Still a little so it gets on. Go. This is one of those things that just sometimes takes a little longer. Okay, there's. Oh, dang it. Ah, shit. This is gonna be pain, isn't it? Alright, where'd you guys go? Okay, there's one. Where'd the other guy go? I really don't want to have to remake those again. So that's not something I want to do. Okay. Oh, where'd you go? Oh. Hopefully, Carpet Monster has not fed tonight. Oh, did I drop it down? Where did that thing go? There's the one. So where did I drop that other one? Sorry about this. So I've got to find that thing. I am not remaking those. Those things. Oh, damn it. Where did that thing go? You'd think it would stick out since it's a nice metallic color. But it's not. Dang it, where did it go? Oh, I do not need this tonight. Probably dust this. Okay, there's the one. I need to check to make sure it didn't roll back when we were looking. The other one. Oh, come on. Okay. Right? No, that's not it. Alright, so I gotta find this sucker. And since it's only a matter of getting those on and then painting, I'm gonna stop it for now so I can find that part and hopefully not tear my hair out trying to find it. So, yeah, the plan will be pick this up again probably tomorrow, so that then we can focus on detail painting. And yeah, if I don't find that in the next couple of seconds. So yeah, we'll do that. Probably be on streaming some more Destiny later tonight, since we're fast approaching a point where I'm gonna have to stop anyway to let stuff dry. Oh, I'm not finding that part. Oh, damn it. So yeah, like I said, we'll pick it up and tomorrow morning with another build stream, Destiny stream later tonight. Until next time.